for a second. A bulldozer plows through the trees and drops its scoop at the back of the crate, shoving it across the jungle floor. The crate thuds to the floor. A door slides open in the pen.
Everybody, heads up. Keep it clear now. Keep it clear. Bring it forward. Come in. Slow it down.
Isla Nublar, 120 miles west of Costa Rica.
Pushing team, move in there. I want tasers on full charge. Steady. Go on, step in and push.
The men begin to push it into the slot.
Okay, we're locked. Loading team, step away. Gatekeeper, Joffrey, raise the gate.
A man climbs on top of the gate. Riflemen crack their stun guns. The man opens the gate.
Shooter! Welcome back! Shooter! Shooter!
The man is gone. Exterior mountainside day. Mano de Diaz amber mine in the Dominican Republic. Donald Gennaro approaches on a raft, pulled across a river by two men. On the hillside, Juan Rastagno, a smart-looking Costa Rican, waits for him.
Apuesto 1,000 pesos a que se cae.
Hola, Juanito.
Hola y bienvenido.
Rastagno leads Gennaro towards a mine in a rocky mountainside. Workers are busy with picks and shovels.
What's this I hear at the airport? Hammond's not even here?
He sends his apologies.
You're telling me that we're facing a $20 million lawsuit from the family of that worker, and Hammond couldn't even be bothered to see me?
He had to leave early. He wants to be with his daughter, you know. She's getting a divorce and
I understand.
It's about time.
But we need to deal with this situation now. The insurance company, the underwriters, feel the accident raises safety questions about the park. That makes the investors very anxious. I had to promise I would conduct a very thorough on-site investigation.
Hammond hate inspections. You know that. They slow everything down.
Juanito, if they pull funding, that will really slow him down even more.
Okay. Oh, yes. We found other mosquito. Okay, perfect. Show me.
Rastagno and Gennaro move into the mine, where a dozen other workers are gathered, staring at something intently.
Ah!
What's your head?
If two experts sign off on the island, the insurance guys will back off. I already got Ian Malcolm, but they think he's too trendy. They want Alan Grant.
Grant? You never get him out of Montana.
Why not?
Ay, muchachos, échenme luz. Because Grant is like me. He's a digger. Ay, qué lindo que eres.
A group of diggers are carefully dusting a dinosaur skeleton at the dig site in the Badlands.
Dr. Grant, Dr. Sattler, we're ready to try again.
I hate computers.
Feelings mutual.
Here goes.
How long does this usually take?
It should be immediate return. You shoot the radar into the ground, the bone bounces the image back. This new program's incredible. A few more years of development and you won't even have to dig anymore.
Where's the fun in that?
It's a little distorted, but I don't think it's the computer.
Post-mortem contraction of the posterior neck ligaments. Velociraptor?
Yeah, good shape too. 5, 6 feet high. I'm guessing 9 feet long. Look at the extra.
What'd you do?
You touched it. Dr. Grant's not machine compatible.
They've got it in for me. Look at the half-moon-shaped bone in the wrist. No wonder these guys learn how to fly. No, seriously. Maybe dinosaurs have more in common with present-day birds than reptiles. Look at the pubic bone. Look at the pubic bone. Turned backwards, just like a bird. The vertebrae, full of air sacs and hollows, just like a bird. And even the word raptor means bird of prey.
That doesn't look very scary. More like a 6-foot turkey.
A turkey, huh? Try to imagine yourself in the Cretaceous period. You get your first look at this 6-foot turkey as you're entering a clearing. He moves like a bird, slightly bobbing his head, and you keep still because you think his vision is based on movement like T-Rex. He'll lose you if you don't move, but not Velociraptor. You stare at him, and he just stares right back. And that's when the attack comes. Not from the front, but from the sides, by the other two raptors you didn't even know were there. It's because Velociraptor is a pack hunter, you see. He uses coordinated attack patterns, and he is out in force today. And he slashes at you with this, a 6-inch retractable claw, like a razor on the middle toe. He doesn't bother to bite your jugular like a lion. No, he just slashes at you here, or maybe across the belly, spilling your intestines. The point is, you are alive when they start to eat you. So, try and show a little respect.
Oh, Alan.
Okay.
Grant nods and walks back to the camp, returning to a skeleton. Ellie hurries to catch up with him.
Hey, Alan, if you wanted to scare the kid, you could have just pulled a gun on him.
Yeah, I know. Kids. You want to have one of those?
I don't want that kid, but a breed of child, Dr. Grant, could be intriguing. I mean, what's wrong with kids?
Oh, Ellie, look, they're noisy, they're messy, they're expensive.
Cheap, cheap, cheap.
They smell?
They do not smell.
They do smell. Babies smell.
Oh,
Some of them
give
smell.
me a break. My hat fell off.
A helicopter suddenly descends upon the campus. Workers scurry to cover the area with canvas. Workers scurry to cover the area with canvas. Cover up the dig! Stop that machine! Turn off the chopper! What? What? The pilot points to a mobile home across the camp. Grant runs to the trailer. Grant storms in. What the hell do you think you're doing in here? We were saving that.
But today, I guarantee it.
Who in God's name do you think you are?
John Hammond. I am delighted to meet you finally in person, Dr. Grant. So I can see that my $50,000 a year has been well spent.
Okay, who's the jerk?
This is our paleobotanist, Dr.
Sattler.
Sattler. This is Mr. Hammond, John Hammond.
I'm sorry for the dramatic entrance, Dr. Sattler.
Did I say jerk?
But I'm really in a hurry. Will you have a drink? We won't let it get warm. Come on, sit down, sit down.
Let me have this. I'll just get a glass or two.
Oh, no, I can manage this.
I have samples all over the place.
I know my way around the kitchen. Now, I'll get right to the point. I like you, both of you. I can tell instantly about people. It's a gift. I own an island off the coast of Costa Rica. I've leased it from the government to spend the last 5 years setting up a kind of biological preserve. Really spectacular. Spend no expense. Make the one I've got down in Kenya look like a petting zoo. And there's no doubt our attractions will drive kids right out of their minds.
What are those?
Small versions of adults, honey.
And not just kids, everyone. We're going to open next year. That is, if the lawyers don't kill me first. I don't care for lawyers, do you?
We don't really know any.
Well, I do, I'm afraid. There's a particular pebble in my shoe who represents my investors. Says they'll insist on outside opinions.
What kind of opinions?
Well, your kind, Doctor, not to put too fine a point on it. I mean, let's face it, in your particular field, you're the top minds. If I could just persuade you to sign off on the park, give it your endorsement, Maybe even pen a wee testimonial? I could get back on schedule.
Why would they care what we think?
What kind of park is this?
It's right up your alley. I'll tell you, why don't you come down, just the pair of you, for the weekend? I'd love to have the opinion of a paleobotanist as well. I've got a jet standing by at Chateau.
No, look, I'm sorry. This just isn't possible. We've just dug up a new skeleton, and
I could compensate you by fully funding your dig.
this is a very unusual time.
The timing is,
For a further 3 years?
well,
Mm,
where's the plane?
yeah, okay.
Cheers.
Ah!
Oh, woohoo!
Dennis Nedry, a big guy with a constant smile that could either be laughing with you or at you. You can never tell. Sits at breakfast in front of a Central American cafe, at a table in front of a Central American cafe, eating breakfast. San Jose, Costa Rica. Nedry looks up and sees Louis Dodgson exit a taxi looking almost too much like an American tourist. Dodgson clutches a briefcase and scans the cafe.
Dodgson, Dodgson.
You shouldn't use my name.
Dodgson, Dodgson, we got a Dodgson here. See, nobody cares. Nice hat. What do you try to look like, a secret agent?
$750 on delivery. 50,000 more for every viable embryo. That's 1.5 million. If you get all 15 species off the island.
Oh, I'll get them all.
Remember, viable embryos. They're no use to us if they don't survive.
How am I supposed to transport them all? Oh, you guys, that's great.
Customs can even check it if they want to. There's enough coolant gas for 36 hours.
No menthol?
Embryos have to be back here in San Jose by then.
That's up to your guy on the boat. 7 o'clock tomorrow night on the East Dock. Make sure he gets it right.
How are you planning to beat security?
Oh, I've got an 18-minute window. 18 minutes and your company catches up on 10 years of research.
Gracias, senor.
Don't get cheap on me, Dodgson. That was Hammond's mistake.
The helicopter skims low over the shivering Pacific toward an island off the coast of Costa Rica. Inside, Hammond, Grant, Ellie, Malcolm, and Gennaro are seated, admiring the view.
So you two dig up dinosaurs?
Well, we try to.
You'll have to get used to Dr. Malcolm. He suffers from a deplorable excess of personality, especially for a mathematician.
Chaotician, actually. John doesn't subscribe to chaos, particularly what it has to say about his little science project.
Hanswallow. Ian, you've never been able to sufficiently explain your concerns about this island.
Oh, no. Because of the behavior of the system in base space?
A load, if I may say so, of fashionable number crunching. That's all it is.
John.
I wish you wouldn't do that.
Dr. Statler Graham. You've heard of chaos theory?
No.
No? Non-linear equations? Strange attractions? Dr. Statler, I refuse to believe that you aren't familiar with the concept of attraction.
I bring a scientist. You bring a rock star. Here it is.
Isla Nublar. It's a small island completely ringed by thick clouds that give it a lush, mysterious feel. The chopper races above rocky jungle foliage, then up and over a spot in the clouds. It starts to descend fast.
Bad wind shears. We have to drop pretty fast, so hold on. This can be a little thrilling.
The helicopter drops. They can see cliff walls racing by uncomfortably close. They bounce, hitting up and down drafts.
Yahoo!
Everyone laughs nervously and secures their seat belts. Grant struggles with his belt.
But you don't need that piece over here. And that piece, well, will have landed by the time you get it right.
The chopper plummets and finally lands. Worker opens the door, and the group gets out.
Oh, I'm just looking proudly.
They ride two large open-top jeeps, roaring down the hilltop away from the landing pad. They pass through an enormous gate and a 30-foot fence with electrical insulators, warning lights, and danger 10,000 volts. Signs which are locked behind them as they pass.
Are the full 50 miles of perimeter fence are in place?
And the concrete moats, and the motion-sensitive tracking systems. Donald, my dear boy, relax. Try and enjoy yourself.
Let's get something straight, John. This is not a weekend excursion. This is a serious investigation of the stability of the island. Your investors, whom I represent, are deeply concerned. 48 hours from now, if they're not convinced, I'm not convinced. And I can shut you down, John.
In 48 hours, I'll be accepting your apology.
The jeep comes up to a clearing on the hill. Hammond watches Grant and signals to the driver.
All right, slow. Stop.
Alan, this shouldn't be here.
Try that again.
Alan, this shouldn't be. Alan, this species of vermiform has been extinct since the Cretaceous period. I mean, this thing. What? Oh, God!
It's a dinosaur. Hammond gets out of his jeep and joins them, looking like a proud parent showing off the kid.
You did it. You crazy son of a bitch, you did it.
You could just tear up the whole book on cold-bloodedness. It doesn't apply. They're totally wrong. This is a warm-blooded creature.
This thing doesn't live in a swamp.
The thing's got, what, a 25, 27-foot neck?
Rocky saw? 30.
We're gonna make a fortune off of this place.
How fast are they?
Oh, we clocked the T-Rex at 32 miles an hour.
T-Rex? You said you got a T-Rex?
Say again?
We have a T-Rex.
Oh, God.
Put your head between your knees.
Oh.
Dr. Grant, my dear Dr. Sattler, welcome to Jurassic Park.
They turn and look at the view again. It's beautiful, reminiscent of an African plain. A herd of dinosaurs lumber through a large lake with several others drinking together. They're moving in herds. They do move in herds. How did you do this? I'll show you. The two jeeps escort everyone to the main Jurassic Park compound made up of 3 main structures surrounded by impressive fences. They pull up in front of the visitors center. The group ascends the main stairs in the lobby of the visitors center where workers are still assembling skeletons.
G'day. Now, the most advanced amusement park in the entire world, incorporating all the latest technologies. And I'm not just talking about rides, everybody has rides. No, we've made living biological attractions so astounding that they'll capture the imagination of the entire planet.
So what are you thinking?
We're out of a job.
Don't you mean extinct?
Well, why don't you all sit down? Hey, Donald, sit down. Right, here he comes. Well, here I come.
They take their seats into the front row of a small auditorium. Hammond walks over to a giant screen in front of them. A huge image of himself beams down from him, from behind him on screen.
Hello. Say hello.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, yes, I've got lines here. Well, fine, I guess, but how did I get here? Well, let me show you. First, I need a drop of blood. Your blood. Right. Oh, John, that hurt. Relax, John. It's all part of the miracle of cloning. Hello, John. Hello, John. Hello, John. Hello, John.
The screen image splits into 2 Hammonds, then 4, then 8. Oh, God help us. And so on. Cloning from what? Low extractions never created an intact DNA strand.
Not without massive sequence gaps.
Paleo DNA? From what source? Where do you get 100 million old dinosaur blood?
Shh.
Screen Hammond is joined by Mr. DNA, a animated happy-go-lucky double helix strand of recombinant DNA.
What? Well, Mr. DNA, where did you come from?
From your blood. Just one drop of your blood contains billions of strands of DNA, the building blocks of life. A DNA strand, like me, is a blueprint for building a living thing. And sometimes animals that went extinct millions of years ago, like dinosaurs, left their blueprints behind for us to find. We just had to know where to look. 100 million years ago, there were mosquitoes, like there are today. And just like today, they fed off the blood of animals, even dinosaurs. Sometimes, after biting a dinosaur, the mosquito would land on the branch of a tree and get stuck in the sap. After a long time, the tree sap would get hard and become fossilized, just like a dinosaur bone, preserving the mosquito inside. This fossilized tree sap, which we call amber, waited millions of years with the mosquito inside until Jurassic Park scientists came along. Using sophisticated techniques and technology, they extract and preserve the blood from the mosquito, and bingo, dino DNA. A full DNA strand contains 3 billion genetic codes. And if we looked at screens like these once a second, 8 hours a day, it would take 2 years to look at the entire strand. It's that long. Since it's so old, it's full of holes. Now that's where our geneticists take over. Thinking machines, supercomputers, and gene sequencers break down the strand in minutes. And virtual reality displays show our geneticists the gap in the DNA sequence. We use complete DNA of a frog to fill in the holes and complete the code. Whew. And now we can make a baby dinosaur.
This score is only temporary. It has all the very dramatic music, of course. Boom, 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 a march or something. It hasn't been written yet, but then, of course, the tour moves on.
A safety bar moves down over their laps. The row of seats rotates away from the auditorium and up to a large window revealing live scientists at work. Mr. DNA continues in voiceover.
Well, look here. These hard-working cowpokes you see behind us.
This is overwhelming, John. Are these characters autoerotica?
No. We have no animatronics here now. Those people are the real miracle workers of Jurassic Park.
In unfertilized emu and ostrich eggs.
Wait a minute. Hey, how do you interrupt the cellular mitosis?
Can't we see the unfertilized eggs?
Shortly.
Now, a whole team of genetic engineers goes to work on the...
Stop these things?
I'm sorry, it's kind of a ride.
1, 2, 3.
They can't do that.
What?
Can they do that?
Hammond pushes past them in the hallway and leads down into the hatchery.
Reminder, the boat for the mainland will be leaving at 1900 hours. All personnel must be at the dock no later than 1845. No exceptions.
Good day, Henry.
Oh, good day, sir.
Grant goes to a round table, open with various eggs under a strong light where a robotic arm is at work.
The eggs.
Oh, perfect timing. I hoped they'd hatch before I had to go to the boat.
Henry, why didn't you tell me? I insist on being here when they're born.
Begin to crack.
Come on then. Come on. Come on, little one. Come on. Come on then. Come on then. Come on then. Push. Push. Very good. Oh God. Push, push. Come on then. Come on then. There you are. There you are. They imprint on the first creature they come in contact with. That's it. Helps them to trust me. I've been present for the birth of every little creature on this island.
Surely not the ones that are bred in the wild.
Actually, they can't breed in the wild. Population control is one of our security precautions. There's no unauthorized breeding in Jurassic Park.
How do you know they can't breed?
Well, because all the animals in Jurassic Park are female. We've engineered them that way.
There you are. Out you come.
Blood temperature feels like high 80s, maybe?
Who?
91.
Homeothermic? It holds it.
The robotic arm snatches the egg out of Grant's hand.
But how do you know they're all female? Does someone go out in the park and pull up the dinosaurs' skirts?
We control their chromosomes. It's really not that difficult. All vertebrate embryos are inherently female anyway. They just require an extra hormone given at the right developmental stage to create a male, and we simply deny them that.
Deny them that?
John, the kind of control you're attempting is it's not possible. If there's one thing the history of evolution has taught us, it's that life will not be contained. Life breaks free and it expands to new territories. It crashes through barriers, and painfully, maybe even dangerously. But well, there it is.
You're implying that a group composed entirely of female animals will breed?
No, I'm simply saying that life finds a way.
What species is this?
That's a velociraptor.
You bred raptors?
Mm-hmm.
Grant charges across the compound and stands glaring at the raptor pin. The others struggle to keep up.
Dr. Grant, as I was saying, we've laid out lunch for you before we set out into the park. Our gourmet chef Alejandro.
What are they doing?
Oh, feeding them. It's a delightful meal for us. Chilean sea bass, I believe. Shall we?
Grant goes up the viewing deck. The others follow, staring as the steer disappears into the foliage. It jerks suddenly. There's a pause, and then a frenzy.
They should all be destroyed.
Robert Muldoon, my game warden from Kenya. He's a bit of an alarmist, I'm afraid, but he knows more about raptors than anyone.
Alan Grant, tell me, what kind of metabolism do they have? What's the growth rate?
They're lethal at 8 months, and I do mean lethal. I've hunted most things that can hunt you, but the way these things move.
Fast for a biped?
G to speed, 50, 60 miles an hour if they ever got out in the open. And they're astonishing jumpers.
Yes. That's why we're taking extreme precautions. The viewing area below us will have an 8-inch tempered glass.
Do they show signs of intelligence or with a brain cavity like theirs?
They show extreme intelligence, even problem-solving intelligence, especially the big one. We bred 8 originally, but when she came in, she took over the pride and killed all but 2 of the others. That one. Now, when she looks at you, you can see she's working things out. That's why we've got to feed them like this. She had them all attacking the fences when the feeders came.
The fences are electrified, though, right?
That's right. but they never attacked the same place twice. They were testing the fence systematically for weaknesses. They remembered.
Behind them, the crane raises a cable out of the raptor pen. They turn and stare at the tattered, bloody harness left behind.
Yes, well, who's hungry?
The group sits down to lunch at a long table in the visitor center restaurant. The room is darkened as slides run showing the various features of the park.
None of these attractions are ready yet, of course, but the park will open with the basic tour you're about to take. Then other rides will come online after 6 or 12 months after that. Absolutely spectacular design, spared no expense.
And we can charge anything we want. 2,000 a day, 10,000 a day, and people will pay it. And then there's merchandise, and I can personally...
Donald, this park was not built to cater only for the super rich. Everyone in the world has the right to enjoy these animals.
Sure, they will. We'll have a coupon day or something.
Gee, the lack of humility before nature that's being displayed here staggers me.
Thank you, Dr. Malcolm, but I think things here are a little bit different than you and I had feared.
Yeah, I know. They're a lot worse.
Wait a second. We haven't even seen the park yet.
No, Donald, let him talk. There's no reason. I want to hear every viewpoint. I truly do.
Yeah, don't you see the danger, John, inherent in what you're doing here? Genetic power is the most awesome force the planet's ever seen, but you wield it like a kid that's found his dad's gun.
It's hardly appropriate to start hurling generalizations.
If I may, I'll tell you the problem with the scientific power that you're using here. It didn't require any discipline to attain it. You know, you read what others had done, and you took the next step. You didn't earn the knowledge for yourselves, so you don't take any responsibility for it. You stood on the shoulders of geniuses to accomplish something as fast as you could, and before you even knew what you had patented it, and packaged it, and slapped it on a plastic lunchbox, and now you're selling it. You're going to sell it. Well,
I don't think you're giving us our due credit. Our scientists have done things which nobody's ever done before.
Yeah, but your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could that they didn't stop to think if they should.
Condors. Condors are on the verge of extinction. If I was to...
No.
If I was to create a flock of condors on this island, who wouldn't have anything to say?
No, hold on. This isn't some species that was obliterated by deforestation or the building of a dam. Dinosaurs had their shot, and nature selected them for extinction.
I simply don't understand this Luddite attitude, especially from a scientist. I mean, how can we stand in the light of discovery and not act?
Well, what's so great about discovery? It's a violent, penetrative act that scars what it explores. What you call discovery, I call the rape of the natural world.
Well, the question is, how can you know anything about an extinct ecosystem, and therefore how could you ever assume that you can control it? You have plants in this building that are poisonous. You pick them because they look good, but these are aggressive living things that have no idea what century they're living in, and they'll defend themselves violently if necessary.
Dr. Grant, if there's one person here who could appreciate what I'm trying to do.
The world has just changed so radically, and we're all just running to catch up. I don't want to jump into any conclusions, but look, dinosaurs and man, two species separated by 65 million years of evolution, have just been suddenly thrown back into the mix together. How can we possibly have the slightest idea what to expect?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. You're meant to come down here and defend me against these characters, and the only one I've got to my side is the blood-sucking lawyer.
Thank you.
A waiter enters and whispers to Hammond.
Well, they're here.
Everyone walks back through the lobby of the visitor center, passing skeletons of dinosaurs.
You four are going to have a spot of company out in the park. Spend a little time with our target audience.
Grandpa!
Kids!
Tim and Lex race across the lobby and into Hammond's arms, knocking him over on the steps.
Careful with me.
Missed you. Me too. Thanks for the presents.
We loved the presents. They were great.
Ah, well, good to see you. Did you enjoy the helicopter?
Yeah, it went down and then it went right back up.
Ellie smiles at Grant, who
They're
looks
so-
on.
They're cute. They're cute.
Two park-branded explorers leap up from a garage beneath the visitor center. They hum quietly and pull to a stop for the group.
Now, kids, come away. Not too close to the cars. Huh, aren't they lovely? Aren't they glorious, though? These will be your transports for the afternoon.
No drivers?
No drivers. They're electric. They ran on this track in the middle of the roadway here. Totally non-polluting, top of the line, spared no expense.
It's an interactive CD-ROM. Look, you just look at the touch of whatever part of the screen you want, and it talks about whatever you want.
Lex, darling, you're all right in there. Dr. Sattler, come with me. Dr. Grant, come in the second car.
I'm gonna ride with Dr. Sattler.
Malcolm walks over to Ellie. Grant frowns, not liking this one bit. He moves to follow, but Tim cuts him off.
Read your book?
Oh, that's great.
I really think that dinosaurs turned into birds, and that's where they all went.
Grant opens the door of the car and climbs in. Tim follows. A few species may have evolved along those lines.
Because they sure don't look like birds to me. I heard that there was this meteor hit the Earth someplace down in Mexico and made this big crater.
Grant keeps moving across the back seat of the car and out the other door, but Tim follows. Ellie looks on, delighted. Listen, Tim, which were you planning on?
Whichever one you are.
Grant goes to the front car again, opens the rear door, and holds it for Tim, who climbs in the back seat.
When I heard about this thing in Amani, about this meteor making all this heat, and it made a bunch of diamond dust, and that changed the weather, and they died because of the weather. And then my teacher tells me about this book by a guy named Baker, and he said...
Slam! Grant closes the door on Tim. He heads for the rear vehicle and bumps right into Lex.
She said I should ride with you because it was good for you.
Grant looks off, annoyed at Ellie, who nods.
Boat is now loading. Everyone must be on the dock for the 1900-hour departure.
The National Weather Service is tracking a tropical storm about 70 miles west of us.
Ay, why didn't I build in Orlando?
That's all right. I'll keep an eye on it. Maybe it'll swing south like the last one.
Stop the tour program.
Hold on to your butts.
The explorers start forward. Gennaro, Tim, and Lex are in the front vehicle. Grant, Ellie, and Malcolm in the rear. Everyone chatters excitedly.
Look it! A ghost! A ghost! I know it's driving!
You want to join the future, right?
God help us, we're in the hands of engineers.
They approach two enormous primitive gates. Torches blazing on either side.
The appropriate information will be automatically selected and displayed for you.
Hey, look!
Touch the area of the screen displaying the appropriate icon.
Are we gonna hit that?
What have they got in there? King Kong?
They pass through the gates, looking up at an impressive Jurassic Park sign over the gate through their sunroof. In the control room, Hammond watches his grandchildren enjoying themselves on the monitor.
The voice you are now hearing is Richard Kiley. Superb, no expense.
If you look to the right, you will see a herd of the first dinosaurs on our tour, called Dilophosaurus.
Dilophosaurus.
Shit!
Concussed. Let's practically slam up against the windows to get a look.
One of the earliest carnivores, we now know that Dilophosaurus is actually poisonous, spitting its venom at its prey, causing blindness and eventually paralysis, allowing the carnivore to eat at its leisure. This makes Dilophosaurus a beautiful but deadly addition to Jurassic Park.
Can't see.
Alan, where?
Damn. The cars move on. Ray Arnold watches his computer screen, keeping an eye on the cars as they move through the park. Hammond hovers over his shoulder.
Vehicle headlights are on. Don't respond. Those should be running off of car batteries. Item 151 of today's glitch list. We have all the problems of a major theme park and a major zoo. The computers aren't even on their feet yet.
Dennis, our lives are in your hands and you have Butterfingers?
I'm totally unappreciated my time. You can run this whole park from this room with minimal staff for up to 3 days. Think that kind of automation is easy? Or cheap? You know anybody else who can network 8 connection machines and debug 2 million lines of code for what I bid for this job? If you can, I'd love to see him try.
I'm sorry about your financial problems, Dennis. I really am, but they are your problems.
You're right, John. You're absolutely right. You know, everything's my problem.
I will not get drawn into another financial debate with you, Dennis. I really will not.
There's been hardly any debate at all.
I don't blame people for their mistakes. I do ask if they pay for them.
Thanks, Dad.
Dennis, the headlights?
Yeah, I'll debug the tour program when they get back, okay? Okay? It'll lead a lot of computer cycles and we'll lose part of the system for a while. There's a finite amount of memory and you can't use it for everything. Are you gonna...
Quiet! All of you! They're approaching the Tyrannosaur paddock.
The explorers drive along and stop at the edge of a large open plain separated from the road by a 15-foot fence marked danger and an ominous-looking electrical posts. Everyone is pressed against the windows, waiting. All is quiet.
God creates dinosaurs. God destroys dinosaurs. God creates man. Man destroys God. Man creates dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs eat man. Woman inherits the earth.
We'll try to tempt the T-Rex now. Keep watching the fence.
In the paddock, a small cage rises up into view and reveals a goat on a chain. It looks around.
What's going to happen to the goat? He's going to eat the goat? Excellent.
What's the matter, kid? You never had lamb chops?
I happen to be a vegetarian.
T-Rex doesn't want to be fed, he wants to hunt. You can't just suppress 65 million years of gut instinct. The goat waits, walking back and forth nervously. Meh! Everyone watches, then finally the goat lays down. Everyone sits back, disappointed again, as the explorers pull forward to continue the tour.
Now, eventually, you do plan to have dinosaurs on your dinosaur tour, right? Hello? Hello? Yes?
I really hate that man.
Grant gets into the seat, leaving Malcolm behind Ellie.
See, the Tyrannosaur doesn't obey set patterns or park schedules, the essence of chaos.
I'm still not clear on chaos. What?
It simply deals with unpredictability in complex systems. The shorthand is the butterfly effect. A butterfly can flap its wings in Peking, and at Central Park, you get rain instead of sunshine.
Wow.
Did I go too fast?
I missed it.
I go too fast. I did a flyby. Here, give me that glass of water. We'll conduct an experiment. We should be still. The car's bouncing up and down, but that's okay. It's just an example. Now, put your hand flat like a hieroglyphic. All right, now let's say a drop of water falls on your hand. Which way will the drop roll off? Which finger? Or the thumb? Or the other side?
Thumb, I'd say.
Uh-huh. Okay. Now, freeze your hand. Freeze your hand. Don't move. I'm going to do the same thing. Start with the same place. Which way is it going to roll off?
Let's say back, the same way.
It changed. Well, why? Because tiny variations, the orientations of the hairs on your hands.
Hey, Alan, look at this.
The amount of blood distending the vessels, imperfections in the skin.
Imperfections in the skin.
Just microscopic, that never repeat and vastly affect the outcome. That's what?
Unpredictability.
Right?
Grant throws open the door and bolts out of the moving car.
There, look at this. See, I'm right again. No, nobody could have predicted that Dr. Grant would just suddenly jump out of a moving vehicle.
Alan!
There's another example. See, here I am now by myself, talking to myself. That's chaos theory.
Hammond, Muldoon, and Arnold stare at the video monitor. Incredulously, as everyone gets out to follow Grant, the explorers roll on empty, doors hanging open.
Stop the program. Stop the program.
I told you how many times we needed locking mechanisms on the vehicle doors.
Stopping parked vehicles and rebooting program. We're on. We'll notify for resume.
Across the room, Nedry sneaks a peek at the video monitor, showing the steel door marked embryonic cold storage restricted. He looks to another monitor labeled East Dock, where a supply ship is being loaded. Grant, Ellie, Gennaro, and the kids are out in the open field, heading towards a small stand of trees. The sky has darkened.
Like I was saying, there's this other book by a guy named Becker, and he says that dinosaurs died from a bunch of diseases.
Alan, where are we going? You see something?
He definitely didn't say that they turned into birds.
Is there anybody else that thinks we shouldn't be out here?
And his book was a lot fatter than yours. It was like this thick.
Really?
Yours was fully illustrated, honey.
Hey!
You okay?
Hey! Look at this. Wait, hey, watch. Come on, watch this.
Whoa. Everybody stay here. Ellie looks on as Tim pushes his way through.
Timmy!
Hey, Timmy! Wow.
Oh, okay.
Of course.
Beautiful.
Don't be scared. Come on, it's okay. Muldoon tranquilized her for me. She's sick.
Oh my God. Hey, baby. Hey, baby girl.
She was always my favorite when I was a kid, and now I see she's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
It's okay. Microvesicles. Ugh, that's interesting. Thanks. What are her symptoms?
Oh, imbalance, disorientation, labored breathing.
Right.
It seems to happen about every 6 weeks or so.
6 weeks.
Lex looks at Grant charmingly.
These are dilated.
They are?
Take a look. It's okay.
I'll be damned.
That's pharmacological. From local plant life. Is this West Indian lilac?
Yes, we know they're toxic, but the animals don't eat them.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
There's only one way to be positive. I'd have to see the dinosaurs' droppings.
Dino, droppings? Droppings?
Hammond and Arnold watch the video monitors.
Yeah, got that. That storm center hasn't dissipated or changed course. We're gonna have to cut the tour short, I'm afraid. Pick it up again tomorrow where we left off.
You sure we have to?
Not worth taking the chance, John.
Sustained winds, 45 knots.
Tell them when they get back to the cars.
Jim Cantori is being flown in. Okay, yeah. Thanks, Steve.
Ladies and gentlemen, last shuttle to the dock leaves in approximately 5 minutes. Drop what you're doing and leave now.
As the weather grows darker, Malcolm approaches an enormous spore of Triceratops dung.
That is one big pile of shit.
Ugh. You're right. There's no trace of lilac berries. That's so odd, though. All right. She's suffering from toxicity. Every 6 weeks. Let me see. Rats.
The thunder crashes.
She's tenacious.
You have no idea.
You will remember to wash your hands before you eat anything?
In the control room, Nedry is busily typing commands on the keyboard. Then a beep sound reveals an execute button.
Doctors, if you please, I have to insist that we get moving.
Oh, if it's all right, I'd like to stay with Dr. Harding and finish up with the trike. If.
Sure. I'm in a gas-powered Jeep. I can drop her at the visitor center before I make the boat with the others.
Great. I'll catch up with you if you want to go on.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I want to stay with her a little longer.
Okay.
Okay.
The weather is intensifying, waves crashing at the shorelines, the sky. The sky is much, much darker now. Meanwhile, at the control room, Nedry is nervously staring at a video from the security camera on his monitor. The supply boat is still docked on the island shore, but is now hit by heavy waves.
There's nothing I can do. If the captain says we gotta go, we gotta go.
No, listen. You gotta give me time. I did a test run on this thing. It took me 20 minutes. I thought maybe could push it to 18, but you gotta give me at least the 15 minutes. Give me 15 minutes.
No promises.
Visitor vehicles are returned to the garage.
So much for our first tour. 2 no-shows and 1 sick Triceratops.
Could have been worse, John. A lot worse.
Anybody want a soda or something? Because I'm going up to the machine, and I thought maybe I'd get something for somebody because I've only had sweets, and I'm gonna get something salty. Thought maybe some. Oh, I finished debugging the phones. I was gonna debug, so I did. So thought I told you I debugged the phones, and I thought maybe I should tell you that the system's gonna be compiling for 18 to 20 minutes. So some of the minor systems might go. Might go on and off for a while, but there's nothing to worry about. It's just a simple thing.
Nedry turns to his computer to click a large red execute button with his mouse as he presses start on his watch. The rain has started, drenching the roofs and the hoods of the explorers, which are making their way slowly back to the visitor center. Got any kids?
Me? Oh, hell yeah. 3. I love kids. Anything at all can and does happen. Same with wives, for that matter.
You're married?
Occasionally. Yeah, I'm always on the lookout for a future ex-Mrs. Malcolm.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The security lock panel goes dark, and the door opens. In the control room, Arnold is staring at his terminal, puzzled. On the screen, glowing red and blue lines are blinking off in succession.
That's odd.
What?
Door security systems are shutting down.
Well, Ledger said a few systems would go offline, didn't he?
Grant and Malcolm, meanwhile, wait in their car.
By the way, Dr. Sattler, she's not like available, is she?
Why?
Yeah, I'm sorry. You two are.
Yeah. The explorers stop. The lights in the vehicles along the road go out. The lights in the vehicles and along the road go out, plunging them into darkness. Hey, what'd I touch?
You didn't touch anything. We stopped.
In the control room, Arnold stares at his terminal aghast as many sections of the park now appear to be out of power suddenly.
Beep, 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 beep. Whoa, 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 whoa. What the hell? What the hell?
What now?
This is a fail. Park.
Fine, Nedry. Check the vending machines.
Nedry's Jeep splashes up to the giant gates that lead to Jurassic Park. He jumps out and hurries to the control panel to flip a switch. He jumps back in the Jeep, noses through the gates, and roars into the park grounds. Meanwhile, back in the control room.
Just look at this workstation. What a complete slob.
The raptor fences aren't out, are they?
Beep. No, they're still on.
Why the hell would we turn the other ones off?
A fork in the road rushes into view. Nedry jumps on the brake and the Jeep slams into a signpost.
Shit! Damn it!
Meanwhile, in the control room,
Access the main program? Denied. Access main security? Denied. Access main program grid? Each request is denied. Then a phrase floods the entire screen. Oh, sorry. Didn't say the magic word. Beep, 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 beep.
You didn't say the magic word. You didn't say the magic word.
Please! God damn it, I hate this hacker crap.
Phone Nedry's people in Cambridge.
Phones are out too.
Where did the vehicles stop?
Meh! The goat is still tethered in the same place. Bleeding in the pouring rain, the explorers sit in the middle of the road, and Grant returns from chatting to Gennaro in the front car. Their radio's out too. Gennaro said to stay put.
Kids okay?
I didn't ask. Why wouldn't they be?
Kids get scared.
What's to be scared about? Just a little hiccup in the power.
I didn't say I was scared.
I didn't say you were scared.
I know.
Hey, where did you find those?
In a box under my seat.
Are they heavy?
Yeah.
Then they're expensive. Put them back.
Tim stares out the back window to see Grant and Malcolm and the other explorer behind them.
Don't scare me like that. Cool, night vision.
As Tim watches, the door of the rear explorer opens, and Grant fills a canteen. Totally a canteen with rainwater. Then closes the door. Tim continues to stare out the back window with the goggles. He swings his legs, but suddenly stops. He feels something.
Did you hear that?
Maybe it's the power trying to come back on.
What is that?
Tim turns to put the goggles back on and looks out the side window to see the goat's chain dangling, but no goat.
Where's the goat?
Goatling lands on the sunroof above her. They all jump and look up to see a bloody, disembodied goat leg like a glass sunroof.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh.
He left us. He left us.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Where does he think he's going?
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
The fence begins to buckle, its posts collapsing into themselves. The wires snapping free.
Dr. Grant?
The T-Rex emerges from the fence and roars.
Boy, do I hate being right all the time.
Keep absolutely still. Its vision's based on movement. Lex rummages around in a cargo box and finds a flashlight and then switches it on. Turn the light off.
Turn the light off. Ah! Turn it off.
Louder.
Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off. I'm sorry. Where's the bed? I don't know. You're the one that turned it on.
The T-Rex crashes through the sunroof of the Jeep. In the rear car, Grant and Malcolm watch in horror as the dinosaur claws, starting to tip it over.
Oh my God.
Grant rubbages around, finds a flare, and steps outside the Jeep. Hey! 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 Hey!
Hey! Hey!
Ian, freeze!
Get the kids!
Get rid of the flare!
Get the kids!
Get rid of the flare! The T-Rex takes off after Malcolm.
Hey, well, brothers and sisters, the Lord is with me.
Grant scrambles over to the Explorer where the kids are trapped.
Dr. Grant!
I got you.
I'm stuck. The seat's got my feet.
I'll get you next. Okay, you're okay. You're okay. You're all right, Tim? Don't move. You can't see us if we don't move. The car spins as it's pushed around by the T-Rex. Grant and Lex are pushed in front of it, scrambling to their knees to keep ahead of the car, being pushed closer and closer to the edge of the barrier.
Ah!
Tim! T-Rex looms over Lex and Grant, trapped between the car that's being pushed against the barrier and a 60-foot drop. This way. Grant repels down the fence, down the fence, down the... Lex, you're choking me. Yeah, grab the wire. Grab the wire. And the car crunches into the leafy top below. Meanwhile, in the control room,
Key check space minus O. Key checks off space. Safety space minuses O. He's turning the safety systems off. Doesn't want anybody to see what he's about to do. Now, look at this next entry. It's the kicker. White rabbit object. Whatever it did it all. But with the key checks off, the computer didn't follow the keystrokes. The only way to find him now is to go through the computer's lines of code one by one.
How many lines of code are there?
About 2 million.
2 million.
Yeah.
Robert, I wonder if perhaps you would be good enough to take a gas jeep and bring back my grandchildren.
Sure.
I'm going with him.
John. I can't get Jurassic Park back online without Dennis Nedry.
a whitewood guardrail is right in front of Nedry. He slams on his brakes and the Jeep fishtails, skidding out of control.
Ah, damn. There's the road. Okay, but this, winch this sucker off the thing, and then I tie it to the thing, and then I pull down the thing here, and ah! My glasses, my glasses. Oh, I can afford new glasses, but I can't read without them. Okay, you can make it, you can make it. Okay. Okay. You got time, you can do it, you can do it. Come on, Dennis. Come on, Dennis. Hello? That's nice. Gotta go. Uh-huh. Nice boy, nice boy. Nice dinosaur. Huh. Thought you were one of your big brothers. You're not so bad, you're not so bad. What do you want? You want food? Look at me, I just fell on the hill. I'm soaking wet. I don't have any food. I have no food on me. I have nothing on me. Go on. Play fetch. Play fetch, play fetch, play fetch. Look, a stick. See stick? Yeah, look, a stick. Look, stick. Stick, stupid. Fetch the stick, boy. You like the stick? No wonder you're extinct. I'm gonna run over you. Come back down.
Shaving cream flies out of Nedry's jacket pocket and tumbles into runoff water. Violently as the dinosaur finishes its victim down below the waterfall, mud buries over the shaving cream can. Equal bait that was never followed up on. Meanwhile, in the park, the rain has stopped. Grant and Lex are at the bottom of the large barrier surrounded by thick jungle. They're both beaten up. Grant bends over a waterfall to wash away the blood from his own forehead. He sees the explorer stuck in the tree. Tim! Tammy! Tim! Now, Lex, listen. I'm right here. I'm going to look after you, but I have to go up and get your brother. So I want you to stay right here with me and help me with my eye line. Listen, wait for me right here.
He left us. He left us.
But that's not what I'm going to do. Okay? Timmy! Tim! You hear me? I'm coming up. I hate climbing. I hate trees. Way too high. Tim! 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 He unlatches the door handle of the Explorer, sitting in the branches, and it opens towards him. You okay? That's okay. Just give me your hand. Here. I've got you.
Okay.
That's good. That's good. Just over the rail.
Don't hold me too hard.
The Explorer begins to creak and shift. Stand at the door. Okay, hang on to me. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, all right. There's Timmy. All right, come on, Timmy. It's just like coming out of a treehouse. Did your dad ever build you a treehouse, Tim?
No.
Okay. Yeah, me too. The thing about climbing is that you never look down.
This is impossible.
Okay. All right.
How am I going to do this?
I
Can't make it.
am I going to help you with your footing? And the car groans forward on the branch. They look up. The car begins to shift towards them. Oh no. Tim, go! They climb down the big branch. The supporting car brakes, and it starts sliding but catches on another. They continue down as fast as they can. Go, 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 go! Tim, go, go, go! The branch breaks. By a frantic series of branches catching and breaking under the weight of the vehicle, followed by the frantic series of branches catching and breaking under the weight of the explorers. They climb, but mostly fall down the way of the tree. Faster, Tim! The tree crunches and pops and grows. Tim, jump! Finally, Grant grabs Tim and rolls away with it just as the explorer smashes into the earth, nose first, standing upright.
We're back. In the car again.
At least you're out of the tree. Muldoon and Ellie race by in a Jeep to find the T-Rex paddock fence destroyed.
Where's the other car? Alan?
Dr. Grant?
Alan?
Alan! Grant! Ooh. I think this was Gennaro.
I think this was too. I think it's ahead of us.
It could be anywhere. With the fences down, it can wander in and out of any paddock it likes.
Oh God. He put a tourniquet on. Ian?
Remind me to thank John for a lovely weekend.
Can we chance moving him?
Please chance it.
Muldoon lays Malcolm carefully in the back of the Jeep. Ellie continues searching the area.
Ellie! Come on!
Okay! The other car!
Dr. Grant?
Ellie approaches the explorer laying on the ground at the base of the tree and checks inside.
Alan?
They're not here.
Flashlight falls on Grant and the kid's footsteps in the mud. Meanwhile, Malcolm rests in the back of the Jeep. He notices ripples in the water on one of the T-Rex footprints.
Anybody hear that? It's an impact tremor is what it is. I'm fairly alarmed here. Come on, we've got to get out of here. We've got to get out of here. Now, right now. Go. Let's go. Start the engine. Must go faster. Here it comes. Fifth gear. Ah!
Get off the stick! Bloody move!
Look out!
The windshield shatters and hits a low tree branch.
Think they'll have that on the tour?
Grant and Lex and Tim hear the distant roar of the Tyrannosaurus.
You hearing this?
Come on, Tim. Where's Tim? Come on, Tim. Come on, hurry up. Let's get this tree.
No.
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 Come on, Tim. It's okay. Listen, try up here.
I don't want to. Oh man, I hate trees.
They don't bother me.
Oh yeah? Well, you weren't in the last one.
They reach the top of the tree and sit, looking out over an incredible view of the park. Dozens of sauropods can be seen towering in the distance.
Hey, look at the bronchiosauruses. Brachiosauruses.
They're singing.
Shh. Don't let the monsters come over here.
They're not monsters, Lex. They're just animals. These are herbivores.
That means they only eat vegetables. But for you, I think they'd make an exception.
Oh, I hate the other ones.
They just do what they do. As the brachiosaur moans in the distance. Ooh, ah. What's that?
What are you and Ellie gonna do if you don't have to dig up dinosaur bones anymore?
I don't know. I guess we'll just have to evolve.
What do you call a blind dinosaur?
I don't know. What do you call a blind dinosaur?
Do you think he saw us?
Eh.
What do you call a blind dinosaur's dog?
Got me.
Do you think he saw us Rex?
Alan?
Yeah.
What if the dinosaurs come back while we're all asleep?
I'll stay awake. Just sleep.
All night?
All night. Meanwhile, in the restaurant, Ellie slowly enters the darkened restaurant where Hammond sits alone at a table full of ice cream tubs.
They were all melting.
Malcolm's okay for now. I gave him a shot of morphine.
They'll all be fine. Who better to get the children through Jurassic Park than a dinosaur expert? You know the first attraction I ever built when I came down south from Scotland? It was a flea circus, Petticoat Lane. Really quite wonderful. We had a wee trapeze and a merry-go-round, a carousel. They all moved, motorized of course. But people could say they could see the fleas. Oh, I can see the fleas, Mummy. Can't you see the fleas? Mound fleas, high wire fleas, fleas on parade. This place, I wanted to show them something that wasn't an illusion. Something that was real. Something they could see, touch. A name not devoid of merit.
You can't think through this one, John. You have to feel it.
You're right, you're absolutely right. Hiring Netry was a mistake, that's obvious. We're overdependent on automation, I can see that now. Now the next time everything's correctable. Creation is an act of sheer will. Next time it'll be flawless.
It's still the flea circus. It's all an illusion.
When we have control again.
You never had control, that's the illusion. I was overwhelmed by the power of this place, but I made a mistake too. I didn't have enough respect for that power, and it's out now. The only thing that matters now are the people we love. Alan, Lex, and Tim. John, they're out there where people are dying. So... it's good.
Spend no expense.
The sun comes up over Jurassic Park. Grant and the kids are asleep in the branches of the tree. Both kids curled up under Grant's arms.
Go away!
It's okay. It's a brachiosaur.
It's a Vegosaurus, Lex. A Vegosaurus.
Veggie.
Come on, girl.
Come on, baby. All right, I'm not letting up. Ah.
It looks like it has a cold.
Yeah, maybe.
Can I touch it?
Sure, just think of it as kind of a big cow.
I like cows.
Come on, girl. Come on up here, girl. Come on.
Ugh.
God bless you.
Back on the ground, three of them make their way through the jungle.
Yuck.
Great. Now she'll never try anything new. She'll sit in her room and never come out and play on her computer.
I'm a hacker.
That's what I said. You're a nerd.
I'm not a computer nerd. I prefer to be called a hacker.
Oh, God. Do you know what this is? It's a dinosaur egg. Dinosaurs are breeding.
But my grandpa said all the dinosaurs are girls.
Amphibian DNA.
What's that?
Well, on the tour, the film said they used frog DNA to fill in the gene sequence gaps. They mutated the dinosaur's genetic code and blended it with that of frogs. Now, some West African frogs have been known to spontaneously change sex from male to female in a same-sex environment. Malcolm was right. I found a way. Look, life found a way. In the control room, Arnold is still at the computer, doggedly sorting through lines of code. Malcolm is recovering in pain.
No, 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 that's crazy. You're out of your mind. He's absolutely out of his mind.
Well, wait a minute. What exactly would this mean? We're talking about a calculated risk, my dear, which is about the only option left to us. We will never find the command Nedry used. He's covered his tracks far too well. I think it's obvious he's not coming back, so shutting down the entire system is...
Get somebody else, because I won't do it. I will
Shutting
not.
down the entire system is the only way to wipe out everything that he did. Now, as I understand it, all the system will come back on their original startup mode, correct?
Theoretically, yes. We've never shut down the entire system before. May not come back on at all.
But will we get the phones back?
Yeah, again, in theory.
What about the lysine contingency? We could put that into effect.
What's that? That is absolutely out of the question.
The lysine contingency is intended to prevent the spread of the animals in case they ever get off the island. Dr. Wu inserted a gene that creates a single faulty enzyme in protein metabolism. The animals can't manufacture the amino acid lysine. Unless they're continually supplied with lysine by us, they slip into a coma and die.
People are dying. Will you please shut down the system?
You asked for it. Chung, 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 chung.
Every monitor, terminal, and fluorescent light shuts out, plunging them into near darkness.
Hold on to your butts. Chug. It's okay. Look, see that? It's on. It worked.
Wait. What do you mean? It worked. Everything's still off.
Maybe the shutdown tripped the circuit breakers. All we have to do is turn them back on. Reboot a few systems in here, telephone, security doors, half a dozen others, but it worked. System's ready.
Where are the circuit breakers?
Maintenance shed at the other end of the compound. 3 minutes and I can have the power back on the entire park.
Well, now, just to be safe, I want everybody in the emergency bunker until Mr. Arnold returns, and the whole system's up and running again.
Not to be distracted by the seductively draped Malcolm, Grant and the kids cross a huge open field.
Tired.
I'm dirty.
I'm hot.
Keep going, guys. The visitor center should just be another mile over that rise there. Just keep. What is that? Tim, can you tell me what those are?
They're Gallimimus.
Are those meat-eating meaty sources?
Look at the wheeling. The uniform direction changes just like a flock of birds evading a predator.
They're flocking this way.
The Gallimimus herd heads straight at them and they take off running. And the herd passes them. They jump under a huge root and take cover. Whee! That's a Triceratops. Who cares? It's an animal. Tim and Grant half rise to their feet, staring in wonder.
I want to go now.
Look at how it eats.
Go now, please.
Bet you'll never look at birds the same way again.
Go now.
Okay, keep low, follow me.
Look how much blood.
Tim.
Oh God, something went wrong. Something's happened. Something's wrong.
This is just a delay. That's all it is. All major theme parks have their delays. When they opened Disneyland in 1956, nothing worked. Nothing.
John.
But, John, if the Pirates of the Caribbean breaks down, the pirates don't eat the tourists.
I can't wait anymore. Something went wrong. I'm gonna go get the power back on.
You can't just stroll down the road, you know.
Well, let's be too hasty. I mean, he's only been gone.
I'm going with you.
Okay.
Hammond searches out the set of blueprints and spreads them out on top of Malcolm, almost crushing his leg.
Sorry. Now, this isn't going to be just like switching on the kitchen light, but I think I can follow this and talk you through it.
Right.
But it ought to be me, really, going.
Why?
Well, and you're,
Look,
Come on, let's go.
we can discuss sexism in survival situations when I get back. You can just take me through this step by step. I'm on channel 2.
Right.
Elvie and Muldoon step out of the bunker, which feels more like it belongs to the jungle than to civilization. They see the raptor paddock fence has been gnawed through.
Oh God. Oh God.
Shutdown must have turned off all the fences.
What are we gonna...
Damn it. Even Nedry knew not to turn off the raptor fences. Come on, this way.
I can see the shed from here. We can make it if we run.
No, we can't.
Why not?
Because we're being hunted.
Oh God.
In the bushes. Straight ahead. It's all right.
I got this.
I've got her. Run. Towards the maintenance shed. Go. Now!
Mr. Arnold? John, I'm in. Great. Now ahead of you should be a metal stairway. Go down it. Okay, going down. After 20 or 30 feet, you come to a T-junction. Take a left.
Just have her follow the main cable.
I understand how to read a schematic.
Grant, Tim, and Lex arrive at the base of a big electrical fence surrounding the main compound. A danger 10,000 volt sign looms. My stick went away. Guess that means that the power's off.
That's not funny.
That was great.
Well, maybe we should, or we could. He's way far away. The kids suddenly rush to the fence and begin to climb.
Damn it! Dead end. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yes, there should have been a right turn back there somewhere.
Look above you. There should be a large bundle of cables and pipes, all leading in the same direction. Follow that.
Okay, following the piping.
Tipping, I bet I could climb over to the top and be on the other side before he can even get to the top.
What would you give me?
Respect.
Come on, guys. It's not a race.
I see the box. It says high voltage. Yeah.
Grant and the kids swing over the top of the fence and start their climb down. Good. Here we go. Over the top. Take your time. That's good. Come on. Find your footing. Find your footing.
Ah!
Ellie, you can't throw the main switch by hand. You've got to pump up the primer handle in order to get the charge. It's large, flat, and gray. All right, here I go. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, click. Okay, charged. Now, under the words contact position, there's a round green button that says push to close. Push to close. Push it. Okay. Now, Ellie, the red buttons turn on the individual park systems. Which one? Okay. One, 2, 3, 4.
Timmy!
Oh, no!
Tim, you're gonna have to jump.
You crazy? I'm not gonna jump. Now, quick!
Look, let go. I'll count to 3. 1, 2, 3.
5.
Girl, I'm coming up to get you. I've got to go get Tim.
Okay, I'm gonna count to 3.
Here we go.
1, 2.
Perimeter fence.
Ah! Timmy? Timmy?
He's not breathing.
Mr. Hammond, I think we're back in business. Mr. Arnold.
No bullets. Clever girl.
Tim! No, Tim! Good boy. Good boy. Good boy.
3.
Grant carries Tim, and Lex follows. Lex follows. Lex. Lex follows as they enter the visitor center. Hello? They enter the restaurant. Okay, I'm gonna have to find the others. Get you to a table, to a doctor. Not to a table. You're on a table. Get you to a doctor. Lex, you look after Tim. Hey.
Yeah.
Hair's all sticking up. Tim, the human piece of toast. I'll be back soon. I promise. It's quiet for a second as Lex and Tim just look at each other. They stagger over to the all-you-can-eat table. Grant walks quickly towards Hamon's compound, not exactly sure where he's going. Ellie! Ellie!
Run!
Ellie!
Yum, yum, yum. Make noises.
Come for my camera.
The kids scamper quietly behind a metal kitchen door. Timing runs in the family, and the door closes. Lex turns off a bunch of light switches. In the bunker, Grant racks the shotgun. Just the 2 raptors, right? You sure the third one's contained?
Yes, unless they figure out how to open doors.
The Velociraptor, of course. Chekhov's Velociraptor there opens the door.
Timmy, what is it? A velociraptor. Inside.
Go! Go! Go!
Me. Come on.
The raptor on the floor is just about to turn the corner where Tim sits exposed and exhausted. Tim and Lex hurry across the restaurant into Grant and Ellie's arms.
In there.
Control room.
They burst into the control room. Ellie heads to Nedry's computer. Grant moves Tim aside and races back to the door to lock it.
We can call for help?
We've got to reboot the system first.
The door locks. Ellie, boot up the door locks. No! No! Boot up the door locks! Get back! Boot up the door locks!
You can't hold it by yourself!
This is it. This might be the right file. It's not the right file. Come on, Lex! You got it! You did it! Did it!
What works?
Phone, security systems, you name it, we've got it.
Ring!
Grant,
Mr. Hammond, the phones are working.
the children all right?
The children are fine. Call the mainland. Tell them to send the damn helicopters.
It's gonna cut through the glass!
Grant! Grant!
There's no answer. They grab a ladder and climb into the ceiling crawl space. Grant kicks the ladder to the floor. Group dashes across the ceiling panels. Smash! The Velociraptor head bursts through a ceiling panel with Lex on top. Grant kicks at the Velociraptor's face. Move! Move! Tim, move! Grant pulls up the felt grates. Goes in. Climb down! Climb down! Out of the air duct. And onto the scaffolding. They climb down as fast as they can. Ellie goes to the tail. Lex moves to the front. Grant lands on the main body with Tim. Tim, let go. The folds on the ceiling rip free and the entire Brachiosaurus skeleton collapses. Okay, make a scream. The Velociraptor snarls. Our heroes are caught between two approaching raptors. Ellie and Grant look up in stun. Ellie and Grant. And the Lex double. The Lex double. Look up in stunned amazement. They all dash to the visitor center door. Mr. Hammond, after careful consideration, I've decided not to endorse your park.
So have I.
The helicopter waits on the landing pad. The survivors approach the Jeep and one by one climb aboard.
Just looking sadly.
Grant takes Hammond back to the helicopter, which takes off immediately. Grant looks out the window, sees seabirds flying in the distance. And the helicopter soars into the sunset. The end.
And scene.
Dinosaurs are mean. Dinosaurs are cool. Dinosaurs eat your face. They will chew you up, maybe swallow you, but they will turn you into food. Dinosaurs. Thank you, everybody, for joining in this completely insane attempt at doing one of the classic sci-fi action movies on Zoom for reasons unknown. Huge thank you to my wife, the director, for putting all this together and for motivating all of us to get off our butts and do this kind of completely ridiculous thing. Did you enjoy it? Did you have fun with it? It was everything you dreamed of? That's what we want to hear. Thank you to all of our players tonight.
Thank you, everyone.
Give yourselves a huge round of applause and do it real loud so the camera picks you up.
Yay, us! Yay! Yay!
Yeah.
You're still awake?
Did you take a nap and come back?
Oh my gosh.
It's funny.
Thank you guys. You were all amazing.
Good job, everybody.
Thanks for everything.